And because one of the last shows you headlined a pretty big show, right?
Yes, at the Carolinas Comedy Club on Broadway,
Mm-hmm.
which is a really, really big deal. You know, some huge names go through that club. So it was a part of a series that they do called like a breaking through artists. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so the younger comedians who are kind of new to the game, under 10 years in the comedy game, get to headline. And so that was good. I had an all female comedian show. Just some comedians that I really respect out of Philadelphia and New York. They opened up for me, and it was great. And Mississippi was in the building. My sorors were in the building. The world is much smaller than we think. I mean, there were so many folks in the crowd from Mississippi that night, and that was the last big thing I did right before the pandemic hit. So I don't know what's gonna happen when I get back.
I remember they used to have a Mississippi Day picnic in Central Park every year,
Yeah.
and I don't know if they still do it, but yeah, like a lot of people, like the world is huge, but a lot of like it's not really that big, and Mississippi is everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, I was in Africa last year and in Nigeria, and I met somebody from Hattiesburg. I was like, whoa, we were just there playing music. And she's like, oh, y'all from Mississippi? Y'all from Hattiesburg? I'm like, yo, what you doing in Nigeria? And then that same trip, I told some Africans I was from Mississippi, and no lie, the man was like, oh, white supremacy, right? That's the white supremacy state. Word
Oh,
travels.
word. Listen, I always make this example of the state and how we need this. Like, I'm under the impression that we need this big rebrand in order for things to really change in Mississippi. And it doesn't just start with the flag, but that's one thing that needs to happen. And the bar is so low for that, the ants can barely get under it. But it's where you've seen Django, right?
Hmm.
And okay, Dr. King shows he's taking Django to go get his wife, and they're in Candyland, and it's in Mississippi, and he's like, Mississippi. And then all of a sudden, like, that big Mississippi just scrolls across the screen, and the first thing you see is mud and slaves walking through the mud, and it's like Mississippi. And
Yeah.
that's something where it's so prevalent throughout the world where everybody's just like, oh, of course. And it's like if you're here, you're like, wait, no. But you do, it does feel like sometimes you have people that don't mind having that image. And that's something that has
Right.
to change.
Yeah, and I try to change it,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
yeah,
thank you for
I
doing
let
that
people
part.
know. Yes, I let people know I'm from Mississippi. Hey, we can read. We're not still on horses. Well, even though I did see somebody on a horse the other day, I was like, that's so typical.
Yeah.
But the we need a moral one. But I'm with you for about the rebranding, and Chris Rock's last special is on Netflix right now. He was talking about this idea that God don't make mistakes,
And you're
and
like,
he
what
was
about
like, God
Mississippi?
make mistakes.
Yeah.
You ever been to Mississippi? Mistake. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
it hurt.
And everybody's just like, huh? Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It hurts. It hurts. I tell people, man, there are some good people in Mississippi trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So we just outnumbered right now.